Hi everyone. Today my presentation will be about my intelligence based on Howard Gardner. So how many students did the survey to measure your intelligence? Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you? No. You should. And I also had that survey, and I figured out that I had a high score in intrapersonal intelligence. Intra, not inter, intrapersonal. And so I'm going to talk about intrapersonal intelligence of mine. And today I'm going to explain what's my intelligence type and what the common characteristics of my intelligence type. And also, I really agree with the idea that I'm an intrapersonal person. And so I want to give why I think I'm an intrapersonal person. And I also going to tell what I can teach and how I can teach. And yeah, that would be my presentation. So start, what is my intelligence type? So as I said, I'm an intrapersonal. I have an intrapersonal intelligence. So intrapersonal intelligence is that a person who are looking inward and also figuring out their feelings. So they try to figure out what are they. That they are really good at to know self-awareness. So, and also they prefer working alone. They prefer to be independent. And also they are typically introverted. And that's the interpersonal person. So, and I really agree with the idea that I'm intrapersonal intelligent because, so for example, when I was a high school student, and I had two choices. That one choice A is take 2 math class and take 1 science, or choice B is take 1 math class and take 2 sciences. But I need 2 math class and 2 science class in order to enroll in my universities. So either choices didn't match about my goal. So what I did is I took 2 maths and 1 science, and I studied 1 science by myself with a teacher. And so I studied biology using my textbook without teachers, and just I read the textbook. And but I really good at the biology, so that when I took the test, and I got the highest score in the high school.
Okay.
So that I think I have a ability to study independently. So that's one example. And also, so as I said, intrapersonal intelligence is kind of independent. So they prefer to work alone. They don't prefer to work as a group. So last semester I had to have a group presentation, like 4 students get together and present one things. So I didn't like it. I really didn't like it because I thought if you work alone, you can make structure. You can do present and whatever you want. But working as a group, you need to know what other people are thinking, and the abilities and the motivation are different. Like some students are really good at, some students really want to do presentation, but some student doesn't want to do any presentation. And in my group, actually the 2 students dropped out from the school because of their attendance. So like 2 students didn't want to presentation, and 2 students want to do presentation. So didn't, it was incompatible with me. So I didn't like the group presentation. But I want to make a point that I don't like work with a group, but I can work group. So the interpersonal person they prefer work independently, but they can work as much as they work as independently in the group. That's an interpersonal person. And other example is, so they want to aware themselves. I want to aware what I'm thinking, what my goal, what my motivation. So I took a career counseling to what kind of job or what's my interest. So I took career counseling, and I asked the teacher, I asked the professors what I was good at. So that really helped me to know what I was thinking, because sometimes like even you think what I want to do, but sometimes it's not. I don't know how can I say, but you want to do something, but if you are not good at something, you can't do, right? So that's the asking somebody is really helped me, and so that's the example of my interpersonal intelligence, and so I was thinking what I can teach, how I can teach something, because I want to study by myself. I don't want to study as a group. I don't want, like it's really difficult to teach something to someone, I think, for interpersonal intelligence people. But if I can teach something to someone, I would tell based on my experience, based on my knowledge. So, like as an example, like I was studying English for a while, and I had to take TOEFL test, GRE test. So, like I can tell you some best way that I saw it's really good to study English, and so like to remember vocabulary, how do you remember? Check that.
Visual.
Read it every day.
Read every day. How about it?
Yeah, study every day.
Study every day. Like how do you study?
It's like write down and read loud.
That's really good. How about you?
Memorize it. Repeat it
Repeat.
and use it in a sentence while I'm talking.
That's really good. That's really good. How about you?
Visual. Can I
Visual?
see pictures
Oh, like
and
a
compare?
slide.
Yeah, as what
How about you?
presentation.
I just read and I try to think about the definition in the context before looking in the dictionary.
That's, I think, yeah. Like, so everyone has a good way to study something, right? But I found out that I thought it's really good for GRE test, because GRE requires probably 1,000 words, 1,000 difficult word to 3,000 difficult word. So you need to study like many vocabulary. So like what I did is like GRE word. I need to show me. Such as like I use this one because I found this is really good. This one is like, let's say, abhor. Do you know this word meaning? Abhor.
I think it's just
It's not. It's really common, I think. It's like the, if I say synonymous, and I like dislike or hate. So, and I also add something. And I also remember with my language as well, because like if you see abhor, you have no idea what abhor is. Like I was not sure the meaning of abhor, but this synonymous like dislike and hate, and that helped me to remember. And also in the GRE or TOEFL test, like there's many questions. What's this word mean? Like in the TOEFL, have you ever heard TOEFL test?
Mm-hmm.
And probably 1 or 2 questions are what's this mean? What does this word mean? So like if you know the word, you don't have to think about what the word means. So if you know the synonyms, that helped you to answer as well. So I connect the word to abhor and dislike, hate, put together, and I also remember in my own language as well, because like one day my teacher said, you don't use your own language to remember English, but it didn't help me because I didn't know it's really, I have to work harder. I have to recognize the definition. Then remember definition is really difficult for me in English. So I really didn't like to remember the definition in English, so I just remember in Japanese. But I also remember synonyms that helped me a lot. So that's my experience. And yeah, I hope, yeah. So intrapersonal intelligence person, like it's not musical intelligence, it's not interpersonal intelligence. So like it's really based on my knowledge, based on my experience that helped me a lot. So I think that the teaching style will be my knowledge and experience. That's my teaching style. That's it. Thank you.